Yeah,
Doesn't say it's live yet.
Yo,
Now
all
we're
I
live.
need is one mic, one beat.
Hey,
One stage,
what's up,
one
my
person
people?
front my face on the front
Outside
page. Only
today,
if
it
I
is
had one love,
beautiful
one
out
girl and
here.
one
In
crib, one
Oceanside,
to show me how to
California,
do
we
things
Sun
bringing you
shining.
pure,
out
like
here
a
in this
cup of
beautiful
virgin
day
blood.
Look at
live.
my
Mixed with
forehead. It's even
151
shining right there.
sip will
Look
probably
at
make
that
me
right
flip.
there.
See my
I ain't
name
even
in the
putting no
hieroglyphs like Osiris and
squirting
Isis.
wave in. I
Hieroglyphs
just
written
put
inside
the
papyrus. Acknowledge it.
cocoa
We've been all
butter.
tricked, time to come out of it. Seeds watch
That's
us.
the baby
Grow
bought
up
that.
and try to follow
My
us.
baby bought
Police
me.
watch us. Roll up and try knocking us. One knee,
Hey
I
y'all,
jump
how
in
y'all
the
doing
beat. My
today?
time
It
is up. My
is
love,
always
I
good to
got
be
up. The
uplifted
cop,
and
the
excited.
It is.
Happy Sunday to you all.
Yes, happy Sunday to you all. Hope you started your day out.
Whether you went to church, stayed at home, meditated and prayed. I can't. Sometimes you try to talk over your song,
But it's so
but
powerful
this
right now.
brother
When I'm
right
looking
here,
at
y'all already know who this is. This is Nas.
Nas, one mic. And this goes good with the topic that we have
Right
going
here.
on today.
One mic, y'all. One mic. Check
'Cause y'all
1
gonna
2.
hear what I have to say on this one.
I'm gonna put the mic on this side because she gonna still blow y'all up. That's
You know
all
how
I
you
gotta
think,
say.
like in your life, what your passion is
tell
and stuff. It's always people, but I feel like I might
I
be
got
an
me. I
activist.
got me a queen activist over here.
Just be where I'm going.
Whatever my platform gonna be, I'm gonna have to figure out how to make her known early. I ain't gonna let it come. She ain't gonna be on the back. She gonna be on the front ground. Out front. We call them forward observers, recon. Mine gonna come in there.
That's gonna be me. I can see myself giving my life for my
She ain't
people.
feeling half of this
I can do
knuckleheadedness
this.
that's going on.
I'm tired. When you're tired, you're just tired. You know what I mean, y'all?
She's gotten energized. She's understood. She's seen some things that
I've always seen
that
things.
mothers with, that
But something in
intuition.
me is like fire.
Growing, and that's
Fire.
what it's in
I
all
feel
of
like
us.
I'm being consumed,
Yeah.
and I gotta, like Phoenix.
It's that
Phoenix or
reality.
X-Men. I feel like I gotta just and just
That happened. I'm gonna just say I need to stay at somebody's house. Apparently, the Phoenix be burning some stuff up. I'm not immune to pain. That's all I can tell you.
I don't know.
But this is this is not me on the mic. This ain't Maya on the mic. This is
Nas
on the mic.
Yeah.
We didn't make this music. We appreciate the young brother for doing what he do. Actually,
we really,
right around our age. So
we really
love everything
love
that
his
he
work,
does.
and he's very positive.
And he's bigger than many of them. So we're gonna let this one play out, y'all. You can't cut this. All I can say is if you got some tea, pick it up and have a sip.
Oh, I'm taking it old school. That's how activist I'm gonna be. I'm taking it all the way back.
She done went. She act like she down in the South. Mississippi, Arkansas, Carolina, Tennessee.
As close to my roots as I can get before I hit the land of Africa. Here we are.
Yeah, we gotta get close, y'all. Because that's our next move. That goes without even saying. All we do is we know that some craziness that has been going on, say within the last month, within the last week, the last days, as it relates once again to stuff that's just kicking up with our folks, left and right. And once again, the T is coming to you live. Once again, the T is gonna go ahead and share an important topic, a discussion, and we're going to ask you guys to chime in because we feel that yet and still where they say there's equality, there's just so much inequality that's going on around these United States of America, as they like to call it. If you ain't got a couple of K's in your name, then you just really don't understand. But first and foremost, I'm your man, Chauncey Anderson, and I'm coming to you live from the T with your host, my hostess right here with the mostest.
Anderson,
check it out. She got that Boston Celtics.
That fire going.
She representing, we still in the playoffs. We hanging in there, y'all. But that's not what the topic is about. It's not basketball.
Okay, let's get into it.
The topic is mainly, it ensued, how do I say? It started a couple different ways.
He's so politically correct.
I have to be because, we're going to go back 1-2 stints with one of our elders, and then we're going to bring it forward, who a while back, and all of us know his name. He's the father of NBC TV. He's the host of the Bill Cosby Show, stand-up comedian, one of the predominant comedians in the game. It was Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the day, Bill Cosby wanted to purchase NBC. And when Bill Cosby wanted to purchase NBC, there was some others who came up against him and spoke out and said that he didn't have the clout, the money, and the wherewithal to do what he needed to do. Next thing you know, Bill Cosby started having some issues. Everybody and their mama came out of the woodworks, said that Bill Cosby done gave them from opioids to an aspirin.
All kinds of
You
issues.
know,
and some of those stories have been recanted now.
Yes.
That have been spoken up. It was all of this, so he would not be able to purchase a network
Right
station.
there.
So
That's
if they would
what
go
the
that
issue is
far,
about.
how they would go even further.
Yeah.
You know.
And so you bring it fast forward, God, I don't even think, I won't even say it was less than 3 months ago. One brother, Ice Cube, who has the 3-on-3 basketball,
The Big Three.
Big Three, kind of
Mhm.
like the NBA, with a lot of older players who come out and do their thing.
Still putting on a show.
Next thing you know, Disney
Mhm.
gets into some heat behind a lot of the controlling assets that they have surrounding sports, cable, TV shows, radio shows, things like that. And Ice Cube sees an opportunity. He decides he wants to make a bid or purchase for that. See, and once he made a bid, it became something like, oh, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
We can't allow this young brother to make a bid for 21 radio or TV networks.
Mm-hmm.
So Charter Communications, they rose up and they tried to come into the game. And they said that he didn't have enough money. So what is in? There's one brother that breaks it down relatively easy. And it's I'm gonna play it. It's from YouTube. And this one brother, he goes forward and he says it. He says it very hard.
So cable companies are blocking Ice Cube from buying 21 TV stations.
21, y'all.
From Disney.
Yes.
This is one of the guys that's doing it. Yeah, Charter Communications
Right
and Liberty
there.
Media is behind this. But doesn't this sound familiar? Remember Bill Cosby and NBC? Yeah, remember they blocked Bill saying that he didn't have enough. Then he went and got some investors and they still blocked him. Well, I'll be damned. Cube got some investors too. Will
Right
Smith,
there.
Magic Johnson, LL Cool J. I think Snoop is also part of it.
Oop. But the business behind that is that when even our younger brothers go forward and are productive, they got the financial wherewithal to do what they need to do. You always having the white community somehow, some way coming up against what we're trying to do. So Cube right now, he's not out the game because he still got the money, he still got the investors that's behind him. It's just as to whether or not they wish to allow him to purchase those 21 networks. That's something that's, you kind of like shake your head. What is it about us? You can have us in your game. You can have us in your politics. You can have us in your entertainment. You can literally anything that you can think of,
But
religion or whatever
that you make where you could make big revenue, you
for
are
your
not
own community.
allowed. Anytime you can have the power to project
Mhm.
what you feel your people need, what they need to see, education,
Come
knowledge,
on.
whatever it may be, now
They
we
like,
have a problem.
we can't
You
do
can't do that. And
No.
that's why, one thing about technology in this World Wide Web is really good because we're able to be very transparent. We're able to, see things that we couldn't see before. A long time ago, before this, all came about, people would always be like, why don't we own anything?
Mhm.
All these people with all this money, why aren't they buying this and that?
Right.
But as we start to see those with money, they have plans and they had plans. Before the internet came out, I'm sure there was a lot of Black people that came together, put their money together to try to invest and buy big ventures as far as networks and grocery stores and stuff like that. But now that we plainly see
Yeah.
that even though we have the money and we have the clout and we're coming together, those things are not readily made available to us.
Oh no! I mean, like I
They
said
do not
again, they
want
would
us in those
rather to
arenas.
give someone else the opportunity. I forget that one brother actually he's been slowly doing it in a lot of the networks, God, almost Brian. It's not Brian Gumble, or he bought a number of the networks, and probably why Maya's talking. I'm gonna look on my phone and try to bring him
Is
up
he the brother
because
that bought the Weather Channel?
yeah, what was his name?
I can't remember his name.
But anyway, he purchased that, and he's a billionaire, and he's this quiet demeanor type. I mean, every time I see, I'm gonna look it up. But the next thing of it is that it surrounds the aspect of entertainment, which is social media, something that we all get on, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Twitter,
chat,
Instagram,
whatever's out
any
there.
and all of those medias. Well, you know what happened this week, and
so
this
they
week
decided to
ban
our beloved minister,
Honorable
Farrakhan.
Louis Farrakhan.
Louis Farrakhan.
And
now, whether you believe in what he promotes, as far as you can call it religion, Muslim, whatever it is, but what he does stand for, and I do stand behind him for, is truth, which he does speak a lot of, especially when it's pertaining to the Black community and our strength and standing together. No matter what your faith is, we're all treated the same. You're not stopped and asked what your religion is. You're stopped because of your skin color. And he has been a spokesperson, a man of action when it comes to the Black community and especially our Black men. He has given them a lot of pride. He has given them foundation. So no matter what you believe as far as your religion, this man is out here making things happen for the Black community. And the fact that they decide to ban him, not only ban him, but Amazon decided they're just not going to sell his books no more. I mean, it's that deep. Now, Honorable Minister Farrakhan has been speaking for years. His platform has not changed.
Right.
He has spoken his mind. He has given you all the ins and outs, whether it is about our community itself, about other communities and how they react to us. But at this time, they decided they don't want anymore.
No, and like what Maya's saying. I mean, this is where it hits home. And again, hopefully, mind y'all, we outside, so you might hear the motorcycles going by and a few other different things. What Minister Farrakhan did is he spoke truth to power. And anytime that you speak truth to power, irrespective of your religion, your race, your creed, your color, you're gonna step on some toes. And the funniest part about that is those toes that he stepped on was in the Jewish community. So what happened is the powers to be that own Facebook, that own Instagram, and all the others decided to say, we're going to lump him in as a bundle with a whole bunch of other people that we banned. So it can't seem like we're just banning him, but we really know
trying
the
to be
truth.
Slick about it, right?
InfoWars and Alex Jones, that dude was irrelevant as far as I was concerned, because all he did is he decided to speak out on things that a lot of conspiracy stuff. But when you're speaking about things that are true and factual, that's when we got a problem. That's when it hits home. And that's when a lot of young people, and that's why we made this discussion, that it's time for us to stand up.
When is enough?
When is enough's enough?
Yeah.
For us to sit here and say, I think it was Dr. Boyce Watkins. He has an internet. He has a social media page platform. Called, what is
owned and operated by him. Everybody there is Black, and it's called Black Enough.
Yeah, and I think that we need to let our voices be heard. I mean, we're going to switch over to our YouTube. I mean, from YouTube to our Facebook page on the T, and we're going to speak frank about it. And like I say again, we've been given a Facebook quote unquote kind of like
flag, and all we do is talk about our own people and how we can move forward.
And that's the part that's
and
scary.
we still got a flag. Yeah. So and I don't know if it's us flagging, because it's It's a private group.
Mhm.
So, sometimes we're detrimental to our own selves.
Literally.
Sometimes you can't even trust
Some
the
of your
people
own
within
people.
your community because the
Mhm.
brainwashing has been so deep. But another thing about the Minister Farrakhan, he's always been controversial. If you think about was it the early 90s that Arsenio Hall had his own night show?
Yeah.
Number one show. And he had invited Honorable Minister Farrakhan to come on his show. And the network told him if he was to get him on the show, that he would no longer have a show.
Oh yeah.
You're done. You're done. You can't have another you won't have another show. And I am so proud of Arsenio Hall because he was like, you're not going to force me, force feed me or tell me what to do with my own show. I want this man on. And he had him on.
Right.
He had him on. And Arsenio lost his show, I think a week later.
Right.
Was it a week later? He did a big tribute or whatever. But, that is what we need. This man had the number one night talk show on TV, prime time. Everybody watched Arsenio Hall. And he was willing to risk it all. Because he just couldn't see someone coming and telling him what he's going to do for and about his people and the leaders in our community.
How you going to go about doing it? And I mean, that's number one thing is that we, in the background, as a community, we talk well and good enough to each other about what it is that we should do, how we should be doing it, and boom, boom, boom. We sometimes my grandpa used to say we like to flap our gums,
and we're good at that in this community.
And we talk a whole good game,
and then
but when
moves.
It comes out there, time to put it out there. Making the rubber meet the road and doing what we're supposed to do, shoe leather to pavement, so to speak. Kind of like our ancestors did, our ancestors did, and we have some elders still alive.
Yeah,
that when it came to civil rights and that which happened with Rosa Parks and Dr. Martin Luther King and that community of people said, we will no longer get on that bus or ride those bus, and we crippled that which was very important. To those that were about making money off of us, that bus system, I mean, they would literally stop and say, hey, come on, get on the bus.
Begging you for your business.
They
Can you imagine that
to
today?
get on the bus.
For them to stop and beg us to spend money because we have just halted?
We stopped it. We said no longer will we do business with you due to the simple fact of the inequality that was going on. Okay, again, y'all, we outside. Maya kind of getting used to nature. Now, should she get up and run because she see a little bumblebee, all I can say is that she insured. I'm going to protect her because she's going to first run into the tent. She's going to hit her head, fall out. You're going to see her fall back and fall forward. I love my wife, but I don't see. She saw a little insect.
I ain't the only one out there.
She got a little stirred up, and I'm gonna have to snatch on her. Sit down. It ain't gonna hurt you. But again, that's what we love. Hey, boom. We can walk and chew gum at the same time, right? I'm watching out for my wife because the bumblebees freak her out. She'll leave in a minute. She'll be through the gate. Don't know what happened. Anyway, what I'm saying to y'all is simply this. What our ancestors did, Dr. Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Rosa Parks, I can go down a list of names, even some of those that are still alive with us, John Lewis, who's in Congress. Those men and women risked their lives. And when they said don't get on that bus, they didn't get on that bus any longer. And like I say again, that bus system literally came to a halt. It got crippled.
Back then how many blacks had cars. How many blacks lived far away from their job. They would have had to get up early in the morning, get their children ready for school, get their wives up or whatever they had to do, that they would have enough time to walk to where they had to go. And some of them walked miles. Now you ask one of us to give up something today and they look at you like you crazy, like how am I gonna give this stuff? I can't. It's always I can't. Then what can you do for your community? What are you willing to sacrifice?
That's what it
How
gets
far
down
are you
to.
willing to go? That's what we want to know. That's what what we need to know to move forward, because we have a Black media site. We have Colossalgram, if you don't know about that you can
Right.
jump on. It's more like a
All of them.
Instagram, but Blag Enough is blowing up, and I'm promoting it as much as I can on my Facebook and on my Instagram for you guys to check that out. And that's B as in the boy, LAGGN GGENUF, and it's owned and operated by Dr. Boyce Watkins.
And all you got to do is with Google is get close.
Yep. And there's no
It'll come
app.
up. Yeah.
There's no app for it. And
No.
there's no app right now. So you have to go into your internet
okay.
and type it in, and then it will pop up. Now, let me tell you that it doesn't look anything like Facebook, and it doesn't look like anything like
Right.
Instagram. And that's fine, because it's not supposed to.
Right.
It's supposed to work the way we need it to work. And the more of us that join, the more coders they can get on. The more coders they can get on, the more they can make
Right.
it more relevant and help us get programs on there that we need and that would work for us. But you can have your own groups on there.
Right.
You can advertise your business on there. You can have followers. There's likes. You can put your own pics up there. So, I encourage you to leave your Facebook, and I encourage you to tell your friends and your family about Blag Enough and sign up, because we're always crying we don't have our own. Then we get our own and we won't go support it.
No,
I mean we are fickle people.
We do what is, it's almost creature comforts. We will not move away from that,
from
which
something
is
yes,
you're comfortable
we've been
with.
fed it.
Our biggest challenge is sometimes it's challenging within yourself when you see something that is just outright wrong.
Right.
And that is typical of a lot of people within the Black community. I mean, when I saw things that was wrong when I was growing up and I had to make a transition from what I was doing, it was either stay there or make a move. I chose to make a move. And a lot of the men and women that did stay there, to this day, a lot of them are not standing. They are nowhere to be found. Maybe I can find a grandparent, I can find a parent or whatever. But for most of us that are supposed to be the next group of elders, that which is considered the Gen Xers, because the baby boomers, as they get older, God rest their soul, they love themselves. They love where they're at.
Yeah, they're very comfortable.
And
there's very few of them that are willing to change that mindset.
That it's hard for them to change. And that's what Dr. Ray Hagee was saying this morning. Sometimes he even said about his mom, when he was making transition about his community and his people and, reaching a greater amount of folks about what's really is going on, he had to let his mom continue to hold on to that, which she held dear to her heart.
Because that's the only thing that kept her going all those years.
Kept her going. And
if you take that away, what was going on? What could she have fallen back on? It's almost
a void. Like
it is a big void.
It's like no tomorrow. And that's because in our community, when it comes to our history, with it all said and done, and God bless Dr. Honorable Louis Farrakhan and his followers and everybody that has gone on, blessings over him, as well as Ice Cube and the things that he is trying to do.
All of our people that are out there that are striving.
That's going on.
Whether it's a little business on the corner or mom and pop shop, no matter, what it is. If you are moving in that light, if you are moving to help your community, if you are aspiring
99.9%
to do,
of the time.
yes, we are with you, and we know the struggle is real, and we know that it's hard, and we know we are as a group moving finally somehow together in
we're
one.
Galvanized.
We're getting it.
We're galvanized
coming
behind it.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna tell you like this, y'all. Now, this one right here, I love it to death. Okay, so truth be told, yesterday we sit, we just really enjoying everything that's going on. Got up and did some things, but when I see my wife sit back and write the names of all of those Black-owned businesses that are on Instagram or Facebook, as she gets ready to move away from those platforms, she wants to be able to still connect with them on Blag Enough or another social media,
their
Colossal,
sites or whatever.
She wants to stay in touch with them because, when she shuts it down,
I shut it down. No, that is.
It's some things, I be trying to network.
I'd be on.
She
And
got
when
her
I
own
boycott,
planet.
I boycott.
She got
And when
her own
because I'm
planet
real
on
about
this.
this. You see this? I'm in here 365 days
Oh yeah,
a year. I am real about
Right.
my people and what we do. If you tell me or show me that you're moving in that way,
hmm
I don't need to be paid to
No.
advertise you. I don't need to be paid to come and patronize your businesses. You just got to let me know where you are. And my heart is there with you. I am
Exactly.
always with
And
I think I have so many Black-owned products in my house. I mean,
I'm getting
from
scared.
houseware,
Really, I'm like,
housewares, the
why
clothing,
gotta
the
you
cleaning
count
products.
Blackula?
I am. If it's there, that I'm there. I'm there,
But
and that's what I need
that's what our
everyone to
heart's
be.
all
You have
about.
to feel that
Right.
inside. It does matter. That Black money does matter.
It is. I mean, when you, as she said, when you spend it on average, 1.2 to 1.6 trillion
and you
dollars
can't show
annually.
anything.
When you, I mean, literally, just based on that, and the brother that owns, as Maya said earlier, the Weather Channel, his name is Byron Allen.
And y'all gotta
Byron
watch the Weather Channel.
and-
I love that channel.
Oh my God. Okay, that was another thing that we watched this week, but we're gonna go deep into
But
that.
I'm just saying, it's really good.
When you, that's what you do for the week. I think she's the one subscriber that watches the network on as far as TVs are concerned, shows are concerned. She was like, why is the same commercial showing over and
I
over?
know. I'm gonna need them to get some more sponsors.
She truly is. I think Byron Allen is doing his bid.
He's doing it.
And it's
He's changed up the
we proud of
platform
you,
since he's bought
brother.
it.
Keep doing
I've
what
seen
you
a lot
do.
of differences. So yes.
And that's what we're saying as it relates to this. You have to be willing to challenge yourself and your heart of hearts to your core of who you are.
Your core.
As a person, as a Black male, as a Black female, child, you name
Family.
it. You can't be fencing this. It's not about the fence. You either on one side or you on the other.
That's exactly right.
It's called an arm, so to speak. I think that was one thing was saying.
I said call to arms,
and literally,
that's a little too,
no, it's not
so I
heavy.
said call to action. Whatever action you can take at this time, please take it. Whether it's shutting down your Facebook, shutting down your Instagram, signing up with Colossalgram, or signing up with Black Enough, or if there's another media outlet out there, please do what you got to do. Yes. We have options now. That's what they don't understand.
And that's the frightening part.
We have options, and we won't even stray to go over to the options. We like to complain about things. But there is a solution to the problem, and you won't even go to the solution.
No, because like I said again, if it was in your household, and that's what we're saying, it's in our household. If it's in your household and you really take an inventory of what it is that you are doing and what you're trying to do and what you're trying to promote, you ought to know. I mean, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like Maya said earlier, that's been controversial since
day one. Day one. So why this week?
Is no change up on that. I think a lot of times when you get behind what's going on with a lot of these social medias, Mark Zuckerberg having to go before Congress and a few other people, somebody probably got into his ear.
Well,
and probably made him, along with many other people, say,
hey, you need to go on and do this, and
that's why,
ban him. But they don't ban anything about these pedophiles.
Oh, no.
They don't ban anything about
we
these
just
rapists.
Saw like a sting that just happened down in Georgia.
I mean, they will promote that. They will push that until it's till they're trying to normalize it.
Yeah.
But if we come and we put truth and we trying to empower our people, then there's a problem. But if you're a pedophile, let me give you this platform. If you're a rapist, let me give you. If you're a murderer, I'm going to give you this platform. But they have a problem with anything.
I would just say it real, as it pertains to it, as it relates to us. So I mean, it's probably good that it happened this way, because in our community, along those lines, it was no such thing as LBGT communities that just got to flaunt themselves out there and do their thing and act like we not cool with that. Trying to share it in our communities with our younger children, different things like that.
Teaching it in our schools to our kids. Now we have to be called to action to educate our own children.
That's it. And then the realness of it is that so many of us are fine with how people are coming at us and treating us as far as our business is concerned, as far as our households are concerned. See, this same stuff happened back in the
Back in the
70s and the
70s
60s,
yeah.
so on and so forth. And once you establish root as far as how you are and where you're at, you're not easily moved.
Yeah.
I would say along those lines.
Yeah.
As far as me and my household, me and my
Mhm.
wife, plus our little girl in there that's in her kennel right now, we're not easily moved. We love our kids, we love our friends, we love our community, and we just gonna bang that way. And we hope that y'all can understand that. If you can't, guess what? I'm sorry, too bad. You might want to go ahead and ban me. You know, instead of giving me a slap on the wrist, go ahead and say the tea is restricted, because we're gonna preach this. We're gonna unite with the Honorable Louis Farrakhan and his platform. And if you ban him, you might as well ban us.
And that's what it is.
That's
When is
what we
enough
have.
is enough. For if they ban one, they
turn
banned
it
us
on.
all. So, you know, and
You know.
that's something we have to be mindful of. And if they were able to get away with that ban, who says that they won't ban you for life? Who says that
True.
they can't come after your businesses? You know, a lot of y'all advertise, and a lot of 90% of your business come from social media platform. What if they just decided that no blacks can get on social media? What would you do then? Where would your business be
Now
then?
y'all know y'all ain't writing no letters.
No, I ain't letting it. They're gonna be sitting there looking
Like,
crazy.
what happened?
What
Why
happened?
can't I be on
Yep.
this?
Instead of preparing for what
Or
can and
speaking
will
up for
happen.
it. And
Yes.
being used to change. As Maya said, Black Enough might, or Colossal might look like it's just plain, 1.0 or 0.5. But that's just like everything.
Yeah, Facebook didn't start out like it is now. It takes a while.
Growing.
Yeah, it keeps growing.
Unless you're going to contribute or the advertisers going to want to come and give money to it, then that's what it's going to be. You got to learn how this game is played. And a lot of our millennials that know this, that are into the technology and everything like that, y'all need to get ready. Y'all need to be out there doing what y'all need to do.
Get together.
Because without a shadow of a doubt, they always want our people for that which they're doing, but they don't want us to have a controlling.
We can't get anything
factor
about that.
of it.
We can't make money off of that.
That's what I'm saying. Because of Mike Tyson, who's in the entertainment and the boxing arena, made $25 million. Guess what? Showtime and all them other ones were making a couple of $100 million.
It's not about how much you make. Who's writing that check to pay
the
you?
Final check.
Where is that money coming from?
How much
That's
they
where
made
we need
in
to
the
be.
game. So sometimes people get up, up in arms, but once you speak truth to power, it is what it is. We gonna do this. It's 30. We're over 30 minutes here. We're gonna shut down here. We're gonna switch over to Facebook Live. We're gonna spill our piece and we're gonna be about it.
Damn.
Peace. We love y'all.